Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Language and Life Skills. I am Matthew Antikani. Today we are going to discuss the importance of grammar in learning English. Is it enough to know grammar well to be good in English? We do not learn grammar first in learning language. We get first exposed to the spoken language. We listen to good English. In fact, native speakers of English who have only elementary language, they have working knowledge of English in their occupations. People like farmers, manual workers, just by speaking, they do not have any formal learning of grammar or even language. The best way of learning a language in the beginning is activity-based, full immersion in the language. So activities like sports and games, cooking, gymnastics, handicrafts, this give you a lot of scope for learning language. You learn language in a situation. Situational English learning of English is a very good initial approach to learning a language. If you go to barber shops in the city, barbers usually know all the languages spoken in the city by interacting with their customers. They do not go to school to learn English or other languages. These barbers are good polyglots. Well, friends, the four basic skills in a language are listening, understanding, speaking, and writing. Of these, listening and understanding are known as passive skills, whereas writing and speaking are the expressive skills or active skills. This is the crux of language. Knowing how to speak or to write. There are people who know spoken language quite well, but do not know grammar. I am reminded of a certain Anglo-Indian boy who went to write a test, competitive exam test. When he came out of the exam hall, one of his friends asked him, "How was the test?" He said, "I did very well, except one question I was not able to answer." What was that question? They asked me the past tense of think. I thought and thought, but I couldn't get the answer. So at the end I wrote, I thinked. He wrote, I thinked. But he was saying, yes, I thought and I thought. So here is the one who knows language without being conscious, aware of grammar. Another funny classroom episode. In the grammar class, teacher asked a boy, "Tom, tell me 2 examples of pronouns." He was confused and he said, "Who? Me?" And the teacher said, "Oh, very good. Both who and me are pronouns." But this boy is saying that without knowing that they are pronouns. I am afraid we are following a wrong method of teaching language in our schools. What do they do in the primary schools, in the LKG, UKG, etc.? First, they are teaching the alphabet, letters of the alphabet, and then words, all in the abstract. Instead of that, if they begin with small words, with 2 or 3 letters of the alphabet, for example, A for ant, B for bun, C for cat, D for dot, etc. They learn a cluster of letters in a word. Later, by learning other words, they will learn to distinguish the letters of the alphabet from one from another. And so it's a very good practice that they begin to be exposed to nursery rhymes without knowing the meanings of words. They just learn the words and the rhyme. And what about grammar? Don't we need grammar to be good in English? Of course you need. A formal study of grammar is also necessary for academic purposes and all those who want to speak or write English well. But grammar is best learned in actual situation, in actual context, in the classroom situation itself. If you are a good teacher, you can be inventive enough to teach grammar using classroom situation. Let us take a classroom situation and you need to teach about prepositions. You have so many openings, so much of scope for using prepositions in the actual classroom context. So, for example, you say, the book is on the table. Your feet are below the table. The calendar is hanging on the wall. We have a prayer before class and at the end of the class. Do not rush into the bus as soon as the bell rings. Above your heads, you have the ceiling fans. Beside the table, there is the teacher's chair. There will be a calendar hanging on the wall. The bell will ring when it is time. So there are so many examples, possible examples of using the preposition in a classroom situation. Now let's come to the basic unit of any language, of a language discourse, whether spoken or written, that is the sentence. Whether it is a story or novel or poem or drama, all these are composed of sentences. So your basic skill in language is to frame sentences. To frame sentences, you need to integrate both vocabulary and grammar. The skillful use of both vocabulary and grammar gives you fluency in language. So you begin by framing simple sentences. Then you go on to make more complex and more elaborate sentences. Into this will be integrated grammar, tenses, agreement of subject and verb, prepositions, conjunctions, all these will be integrated into the learning process. And of course, you need a good dictionary for your vocabulary. The primary school is no harming in having a bilingual dictionary, English and your mother tongue. But from high school only, you should have an English to English dictionary, not a bilingual dictionary. So you need to learn new words which you come across in your listening and your reading. You need to learn them by looking in the dictionary and writing down their meanings in a notebook. This is how we have all learned English. And coming to the last point, what is a good English textbook? The earlier days, there were excellent English textbooks, selections of prose, poetry, conversation, etc., short stories. From well-known authors, here you are not only meeting language, you are coming across great minds and their thoughts. That has great formative and cultural influence on you. You have various sections of prose, poetry, short story, drama, etc. And after particularly the prose lessons, story lessons, you will have exercises on vocabulary, on grammar, and you will have a quiz at the end. This is how grammar and vocabulary are integrated into actual lessons, stories. You're not learning grammar in a dry, abstract context. They are in actual context, and thus makes the learning very effective. So friends, remember, to be good in English, you don't begin with learning grammar. The other way about, listen to good English, read English, and also learn formal grammar, and you will begin to polish your language. You will learn fluency and accuracy, and these are the two hallmarks of a good language user, both fluent and accurate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe. See you another time. Bye.